the thing that we offer is the marketing channels. Instead of out there hustling and trying to find motivated sellers, motivated buyers, we have a treasure trove of them. 3 weeks, 3 listings. I mean,
how many leads do you think we have in our CRM? I haven't even checked, but if I had a guess, in the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, because I imported from a different CRM, I'm probably sitting on about 30,000 leads.
At least.
If I had to guess. From East LA to the hills of Rancho Cucamonga, I'm gonna show you how I went from being broke to being rich. Hey guys, Mike Martinez here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm sitting here with my older brother, Hector, top real estate acquisitions manager in the country. And we're gonna show you why we decided to get him licensed as a realtor in California. Let's hop right into it. All right, so I'm here with my brother Hector, and as some of you may know, if you follow me on Instagram, social media, if you follow my YouTubes, you know we flip a lot of houses here and we chase those profits. We decided that Hector was gonna get licensed in California as a realtor. We chose to go with EXP to get him licensed, and let me tell you why. I'll have him share a little bit of background on his journey to getting licensed here in the last few months.
Well, it was definitely a struggle. Anybody who's who's actually a real estate agent knows how difficult and how strenuous it is just to get your license. The reason that we decided to go
with EXP.
With EXP. The reason we decided to go with EXP is because EXP is the most beneficial of all the real estate brokers out there. They're flexible to work with us in our mission. They're flexible to work with how we conduct our business, as long as we're within the law and within the guidance of the Association of Realtors, which we're not breaking any rules here, but they're flexible to allow us to run our business how we want to run it.
So I think if you're viewing this YouTube right now, you're really in for a treat, because I'm gonna share some real trade secrets with you right now. I want them to understand the new age of wholesaling in 2023. When I got into this back in 2020, you weren't part of the industry yet, so you probably won't even remember most of this, but back then, it was all about going old school, from door knocking all the way to finding cash buyers through real estate agents and collaborating with real estate agents to bring you cash buyers on some of those deals. Real estate agents that understand wholesaling, which is not a lot of them. Still to today, there's not a lot of them. But wholesaling has changed dramatically in the last 3 years. And I know we were talking about this earlier. I've seen a lot of people, because I'm big in the industry where I know a lot of the big wholesalers in the country. So I've seen a lot of them literally exit the business, literally leave the industry this first quarter of 2023. And I think a lot of it is because of all of the changes that happened, like last year, the hedge funds stopped buying, and all of the market crashing and the market changes, they didn't know how to adjust to it. Cash buyers were not buying. They're starting to come back in, but they're still coming in very low. So that's not a good model. It's not a sustainable business model anymore if you're gonna be, quote unquote, a wholesaler. And I kind of give my brother shit over this all the time, because he told me one time when he was kind of newer in the business, right? I know you remember this, where you said, we're not really a real estate company, we're a wholesaler. And I took offense to that. I'm like, fuck you, what do you mean? Like, I'm not just a wholesaler, I'm a real estate investor. And it's because of all the mentors that I've had, the training that I've had, they've taught me not to think like a wholesaler, because I'm not. I'm a real estate investor. What do? We invest in marketing, right? So this year, some of our strategy has been what a lot of people call, we call it AIF, but a lot of people call it novations. So this has changed the game for us. I think that it's fair that our viewers, as a treat, that they understand what the concept is. And that's gonna explain to them why we decided to get you licensed, and how we're gonna tackle the second and third quarter to absolutely crush and murder the wholesale game. So first and foremost, what they have to understand is that we're not just getting a deal under contract anymore, but we're actually marketing the deal on the MLS. So can you explain to them from an acquisition point how you pitch that and what gives us the power to be able to list it on the MLS without us actually buying the house? Can you explain to them?
Sure. So first, to start off with the first portion of the question is, how do we pitch it? So one of the things which is a core value for our company is transparency. You pitch it with transparency. Do we have an intent to find a buyer for that property right when we're beginning the whole wholesale process? Absolutely. We're looking to find a buyer, an end buyer, and we're looking at purchasing the property or finding somebody that purchases the property, because not a lot of people out there have the ability that you do to actually purchase properties, which you have in the past, and you do frequently buy your own properties. But transparency. So you pitch it, Mr. Jones, I understand that the amount of money that I'm offering you may not be what you were looking for, but what if there was a way that we can make you a little bit more money, but that would require me to market actively your property to get you a little bit more money? Now, who doesn't want more money? So if you're just transparent, that if there's an interest there, then you go into detail and you strike it to them. You actually let them know what it is, and you let them know, hey, there's a way that I can. We're still going to actively get your property purchased from you, at the very least at the original price we discussed. But if I can get you another few bucks here and there, or maybe significant more money on the back end, wouldn't you be open for me to actually market it, which includes listing it on the multiple listing on the MLS?
So with that, I want them to understand how attractive it is to a seller to be able to get more money. And they may be asking themselves, why wouldn't they just go straight to a realtor, right? There's so many real estate agents out there, they don't know who to choose.
So many.
They don't know who to choose. And if the realtors, you know, and I mean no offense to realtors, because there's a lot of amazing ones out there.
I'm a realtor.
Yeah. So there's not, you know, no pun intended, but they don't know how to market. A lot of them don't know how to market. They do the traditional postcards, or they'll pay realtor.com X amount of marketing dollars a month to get leads. And that's fine too. But they're not marketers. The same issue with a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs in any industry. If you're not a marketer, how do you find deals? How do you get business? You don't know how. So it's attractive to a seller when they just put it on a silver platter for them and the realtor's right in front of them. So on an exit strategy, the reason we decided to get you licensed is because I was paying realtors 1% to list these properties for us that we get under an ovation or under an AIF, which stands for attorney in fact. That's giving us the power to list a property on the MLS, the power that the seller's giving us. I'm paying these realtors 1% to list the property, and then I'm offering the buyer's agent to bring a buyer 2% to entice them to bring their buyer and do business with us on our deal. So paying 3%, I thought to myself, dealing with all the realtors on our transaction department and our dispo department, I decided, well, wouldn't it be nice if in our California deals, if we're going to start doing more deals in California, if we had an in-house realtor that understands our deal and our acquisition process and can help get us to the closing table as fast and quickly and smoothly as possible. So I said, who would be a good candidate for that? So I'm going to tell them the story about Josh with EXP. I'm sitting in the barber shop, and you know, I'm talking real estate with my barber, and Josh is there. He's the guy that got you on to EXP. He was there, and he says, "Oh, you do real estate? You flip houses?" I'm an agent. I said, "Oh, that's, you know, not in an insulting way, but I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, that's cute, but I'm a real estate investor." And again, nothing against realtors, but most of them are not investors. So we have way different mindsets. There's probably way more realtors than there are actual investors. So I thought to myself, okay, well, let me hear them out, because it's always good to network, right? I consider myself a master at networking. So I said, let me hear them out. Let's see how we can benefit knowing each other. So he, you know, starts following me on Instagram. That's the power of social media, by the way. You know, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, the power of social media. So he starts following me. We get each other's Instagrams. He starts following me. Shortly after that, he starts messaging me and he starts kind of pressing me like, hey, you should get licensed. You should get licensed. You should join EXP, telling me all the benefits of being a part of EXP. And I said, look, I'm going to be completely transparent with you. One of my core values. I don't have time for that. I said, I'm a very busy businessman and I just cannot do it. However, Hector might entertain this conversation. He may have a little bit more time on his hands in order to invest time in getting licensed. He might be able to take advantage of being licensed, and he may be a big benefit to him and to us as a company if he gets licensed, because now he can not only get the commission on our flips and our wholesale deals, but also maybe get a piece of the pie on the listing side, which I'm already paying 3% anyways. So that was my thought process. So what I did is I just connected you guys. And what happened when I connected you with Josh? Give them the whole details, bro. They want to know all of it.
Well, at first I was very reluctant. A lot of people don't know this, but I'm finishing up a psychology degree at a major university here locally in California. So I have a lot on my plate, and I also volunteer with some at risk kids, Justice for Youth. Shout out to Justice for Youth. So it was a lot, but the thing that Josh brought to me with EXP was that EXP has such a strong support system. They were able to first vet me in to see if I was going to qualify and actually fit their overall mission, which is to be real estate professionals, just the excellence in real estate. Mm-hmm. So they vetted me. Once they vetted me in, it's like a bunch of doors started opening. They made it easy. They connected me with the right courses to take. They connected me with the people that were going to help me to connect all the dots to get to the licensing portion of it. It was literally that easy. And even now that I'm a newer realtor, I'm a new realtor. I've been a realtor for 3 weeks and I have already 3 listings. That's the power of marketing. But they have made it so easy for me to do this. I don't have to spend my whole day researching what I have to do to get a listing up. Decatur Thornton.
So they've given you all the tools and support to be able to learn quickly. And again, in case you didn't catch that, he's been a licensed realtor for 3 weeks and he already has 3 of our listings. That's the power of marketing, collaboration, and
collaboration for sure.
This industry in general. Tell them how much the highest offer is on our very first listing that we gave you.
The very first listing that I received, our highest offer right now is $1,020,000. $1,020,000. Okay. We listed it for well under that. The market is still good in some areas. And like I said, again, the support that we've gotten from EXP.
California, baby.
California,
that's why people don't understand. They're like, why don't you move out of California, Mike? Well, first of all, it's like I got 80 employees here that I love to death that I'm just not going to leave, right? I have to be here physically to see these guys. Number 2, we're California boys. You were in Louisiana. You've traveled a lot, being in the Marines. You've traveled a lot. I've traveled a lot. I've been in a lot of states in the country, and I traveled in other parts of the world too. But I can't leave California. I have different houses in different states, but I'll never leave California because we got the biggest spreads. No, that's not why. That's not why.
The weather. It's the weather.
The weather, yeah. But $1,020,000 is our highest offer right now. But we still have offers coming in. How long has this property been listed?
Since Thursday. Today is Tuesday.
So let them know if they are licensed realtors right now and they want to join EXP and they want to collaborate with us, with my investment company, and you as our in-house realtor and as my, I guess you can say, the head of acquisitions. How do they contact you on social media? What's your Instagram handle?
My Instagram handle is Combat Closer. It's just one word, Combat Closer. It's tied into my military background. I was in the United States Marine Corps for 16 years. And so I wanted to keep a little bit of that. Actually, you gave me that name. The Combat Closer was a name that you branded me with.
I think I was probably drinking a lot of whiskey when I came up with that, because that's pretty freaking creative. But that's a great Instagram handle. And I think a lot of people now in the industry know you. and as combat closer, right? So I think if anybody is serious about collaborating with our company and maybe coming in with you on the EXP team, or even somebody that's working on getting licensed and just needs a little bit of guidance and wants to maybe join as part of, to be under you on EXP as part of our organization, they can reach out to you on Instagram.
Absolutely. Shoot me a DM and let me know that you're interested. The thing that we offer is the marketing channels. Instead of out there hustling and trying to find motivated sellers, motivated buyers, we have a treasure trove of them. 3 weeks, 3 listings. I mean,
how many leads do you think we have in our CRM? I haven't even checked, but if I had a guess, in the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, because I imported from a different CRM, I'm probably sitting on about 30,000 leads.
At least.
If I had to guess.
And before you came up with this strategy, because this is a strategy you came up with recently, we were just kind of putting on ice the leads that wanted too much money, that wanted close to retail or wanted retail. Now, if anybody that comes aboard with us, anybody that collaborates with us with 24/7 house offers, with Inland Asset Holdings and with EXP, they're going to get access to all those leads from us. And it's win-win is such a corny statement nowadays. Nobody uses it anymore, but it's going to be win-win because everybody.
I want them to experience the magic as it happens. So right now, as Hector's talking, the wheels are always turning for me. Thank God for inventing coffee, because it helps coffee helps my brain get started, and it's magical. It's like coffee's a God-given gift. But what I'm thinking of right now, what we should do is we should pull all of our California leads from the whole CRM and send that to our shot caller team. We call our cold callers shot callers because they're not calling cold leads. They're calling the shots. That's what they're doing. So we named them the shot caller team. So I'm going to pull all of our California leads in our CRM, and I'm going to send them over to our shot caller team, and I'm going to have them warm those up. And you can do a quick 15-minute session with them if they're not looking to sell their property at a discount. If they are open to maybe a listing, now this is probably going to be 5,000 leads in the next week. Okay, we can have our EXP team reach out to those people for potential listings.
One thing that they don't even need to just be California. We could concentrate one side California and the other side other states, because that's another thing with EXP. It's nationwide, it's worldwide. Dubai, Egypt, it's just, there's so much potential, and it's exciting because you have the resources and and you're all about collaborations.
Absolutely.
You're all about growth, and that's. Again, a lot of people haven't heard other conversations that you and I have had. I'm an entrepreneur. I have no desire to start my own company. I have no desire to be the...
So you like sleeping well at night?
I like sleeping well at night.
Okay.
No, but I have no issue growing with you. You're my brother. And up until, 9 months ago, I was handing out toilet paper to inmates. I was a correctional lieutenant dealing with a lot of stuff that I'm glad I'm not dealing with anymore. So I'm perfectly content being in the house. And not only that, you give the rest of our team and myself a whole bunch of respect, and you give us a whole bunch of freedom to grow. And that's all anybody really wants. I mean, So, and I think that with the CXP, you allowing me to get involved with this and actually giving me a little bit of a leeway to kind of grow that aspect of our business, that's I think it's so much potential. And one other thing before, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but one thing that I did think that was very important for those realtors who are already realtors, or those that may want to become realtors and they're considering brokerages, EXP has not charged me $1 for training. They have not charged me $1 to help me with my listings and my deals. I've met with them on Sundays. I've met with them on Saturday evenings, and they're all about growing as a team, just like you.
Well, they haven't charged you yet, but you got 3 listings, and they're gonna take their fees out of there. But my goal is seriously to get you at least maybe 20 listings, like your first 60 days. That would be ideal for me. I want you to get so bombarded where you're like, dude, I can't handle this anymore. Potentially you have to just come off the phones. And then that's where we have other opportunities for acquisition managers to grow because you're too busy, right? And I really want to give a shout out to our guy, Robert in Egypt. He's one of my overseas acquisition managers and he's just rocking right now. So shout out to the whole AQM team, but Robert's just like, he's very impressive for being virtual overseas. I think he's probably better than a lot of US acquisition managers. So I just want to give him a big shout out right there. But moving on, I think EXP is going to be a very good fit for us. And this new wave of doing wholesaling, if a lot of people that are adapting to it, they're the ones that are still in business. If they couldn't adapt to it because they didn't learn, and a lot of the problem is that CEOs and entrepreneurs, you make a couple $100,000 a year, you think you know everything. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Ego is dangerous. So sometimes you have to humble yourself. With my Instagram presence and with my quote unquote clout, right? Sometimes people are surprised that they'll still see me at an event where I'm there as a student learning and they don't understand it. They're like, dude, you're already successful. You're making multiple millions of dollars a year. Like, why are you here? Right? They don't understand because I have to humble myself and recognize that I don't know everything. Somebody that makes less money than me can probably know more than me in a certain area, and I'm open to learning from them. I'm not too good to learn from somebody that knows more than me, even if they don't make as much as me, right? I might be better looking. I'll still learn from them.
Well, not as good looking as me, but yeah. No, yeah, you're right. That's one thing that I think is super important that you touch up on is that you're always learning. What do you remember what was the first thing you told me when I was leaving the prisons? You said, hey, leave that freaking job and stop passing out toilet paper and come work with me. Do you remember what you gave me a homework assignment? Do you remember what that homework assignment was? Your
very first homework assignment was to read Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah, I read that book about 10 years ago, maybe a little longer than that. Yeah, it might have been about 12, 13 years ago. And that's when I opened my first collection agency in 2012. And I don't know what sparked the interest, but something must have done it. But that book totally changed my mind. I mean, I was making, I don't know, maybe $150,000 a year when I transitioned from collector to entrepreneur to having my own agency. And at $150,000 a year, with all due respect, no offense to anybody, but you probably shouldn't be driving a Mercedes yet. That's just my opinion. You probably shouldn't be driving a Mercedes yet. So I want to finish with this. I think that everybody needs to take a couple things away. Number one, they need to take away the fact that wholesaling is changing, right? So if you're flipping, it's probably not affecting you too much. You're going to get the same deals from the MLS looking for those cash deals or from a wholesaler. The only thing that it is going to affect the flippers is that there's going to be way more opportunity for people to buy off the MLS with the wholesale, or I'm sorry, with the AIF Novation listings, and they're going to have to pay more money for them.
Yeah,
that's the truth, because now we're even side of cash buyers once in a while. Not as much anymore like we used to, but we still side of some cash buyers, but they're paying more money because now they're competing with retail buyers. And then the second thing is how important it is to be licensed, at least in the market that you're physically in. So if people are wholesaling nationwide like we do, we're in various states, we need to plant our flag here in California because we got some big spreads. And with having you licensed here and building an EXP team around you, I think that it's just way more powerful and will be a lot more successful, a lot faster. So those are the key things that I want everybody to take away with. If you're in real estate and you're looking to get through 2023, making a lot of money. Do you agree?
I agree 100%. 100%.
All right, guys. We hope that this interview freestyle conversation was very helpful if you are a real estate agent getting into the business, or if you are a wholesaler already in the business trying to survive 2023, or if you're somebody maybe looking at becoming a real estate agent. The power is going to be in the marketing, getting licensed to be able to put these deals on the MLS, or working with good realtors. If you're a wholesaler and you need properties listed in California, make sure to reach out to Combat Closer. He can do that for you too.
List your
I don't know if he'll charge you 1%. He might charge you 2 or 3, but I'll leave that up to him. Until next time, make sure you subscribe and like. Make sure that we catch you on the next YouTube video. See you.